Hey everybody, welcome back. The Outer Worlds. Feels good. Let's see what we have here. The Hope navigation interface. So, status, view bridge status, telex logs, view archive logs, comms, view communications options. Let's go comms. We can patch Ada through right away. Okay, let's check status. Auxiliary. Fine. Logs. What is this? Open the fucking door, Will. No, you're killing us. Better you than the colonists. This is idiotic. If you don't keep this ship afloat, they'll die anyways. Unnecessary risk. Resi is plotting our course. The ship will fly true. You're gambling with hundreds of thousands of people's lives. And you're handpicking which few you'll consume in your madness. Damn it, Alexei. Find me a fucking drill. Okay. Captain, you hear that? Hear what? The drill stopped. Maybe they're taking a break. Maybe it broke. Maybe they're trying to get into cold storage. If they get through before they starve, they'll outlast us. Keep working, Resi. I'll take care of it. So everyone's kind of working against each other, it sounds like. I think I'm the only one left. I don't know what Captain Hunt did down there, but he hasn't come back and they haven't used the drill. And I'm done. The course is set. Down to my last day of food, and I don't want to die like Donna did. Fly True Hope. Oh, damn. Okay.
Greetings, Captain.
Patching her through.
I'm speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather cramped feeling, but it'll do.
Am I really doing the right thing? I mean, we killed the other lady, so I don't even want to know at this point. We just need to do it. Let's skip it.
Are you sure? That is extremely dangerous. Skipping the Hope will void the warranty on the skip drive.
Let's worry about the warranty another time, Ada.
And also potentially kill an entire planet.
Right.
How is my humor now, Captain? Improved?
There is that. Skip it.
Jump starting the skip drive. Destination set to the rings of Terra 2.
Ooh. I think her calculations are probably going to be better, right?
Well, it's been a good life.
Come on.
Doing it. I mean, affirmative. Skipping the Hope in 3, 2, 1.
ADA. Does your captain seriously intend to do a micro jump in system?
Oh, they like
that haven't
intervene.
been powered in 70 years on a derelict ship.
That is what my captain intends. Yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport, and this will cause extreme damage.
Yes, I am aware of that.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die.
Ah!
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go. Captain, I would advise you to hold on to something.
Okay. Oh boy. Please, 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 please. Might be dead. If we skip into this asteroid field. Oh! Ada, I think you've done it.
Oh, good. We are still alive.
Oh,
and have
good.
Successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit.
Good
I
reaction.
reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him.
Yes, we will check in on him. Thank you, Ada. Guys, we're alive.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah. Be excited. Where's Vicar?
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral.
You would.
I'm sure you know what that's like.
Yeah.
Something vexing you, Captain?
No, not anymore, actually. All right. I was really concerned, and maybe we still have reason to be concerned, but at the end of the day, it seems like everything went as good as it could have. Yikes. And this is probably the time when we find out we got enemies here. Find out how bad our decision was. Okay, we're gonna have to go around. Yeah, so
Here they come.
Whoa. I think when we came in here originally, it was like almost exactly like Groundbreaker, and then Parvati, I think, made that comment. Ooh, wow.
That's the last of them.
Nice. So yeah, Parvati made the comment that it was like almost a replica. And I'm not sure if there's significance to that. There might be. We might find out, but... This will be interesting to see what Phineas says. Assuming that they haven't located him.
Captain, I am receiving a transmit. Captain, I shall now play the transmission I received from Dr. Wells.
Okay.
Thank the Lord you warned me. I was able to get some defenses up.
Oh, they are? Okay, interesting. They are there.
The board has sent some serious firepower to pry.
I was just going to say, if they found him, that could be...
To get in here, and I'm not sure I can stop them. If they capture me, if we can't communicate again, there's something very important you need to remember. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. Do you hear me? They're fucking corporate swine. You fucking pigs! I'll take you all out with me.
Oh boy. Whoa!
It would seem the recording captured some rather dire events. I presume you'll want to dock at the orbital lab to check on your associate as soon as possible?
Yes, Ada.
How can I be of assistance?
Take us there?
May luck be with you. Of course, as I am sure you are aware, luck does not exist. But it seems to comfort humans to believe they possess good quantities of it.
So true. So true, Ada. Let's see how bad this is.
Phineas's orbital lab.
So if we would have used the if we would have planted the message uncorrupted, like normal, no issues, they would have found him faster. We corrupted it so they found him slower to buy more time, and he suggested that. I would assume that if we just didn't, I'm gonna take these two. I assume that if we didn't do anything, they'd probably find him even sooner. But I don't know. I'm really curious to know what type of endings there are after we do ours, of course.
Incoming.
Oh, damn. Paralyzed.
Your life was merely an illusion anyway.
Oh.
I'll take your confession now. Captain, you're right.
Yikes. Need to regroup.
Take the freedom, asshole. Here's a little trick I learned in prison.
Give it to him, Vicar. Now, hot damn. Logistics official arrest receipt. As per official arrest protocol outlined in Defense Logistic Incarceration Document A43.21-6, the individual who has been detained at this location must appear in an official Halcyon court at the appointed date and time with this paperwork in order to register that they are indeed properly arrested for crimes listed under their name. Failure to appear in the appointed date and time with this paperwork will result in additional late fees and the rescheduling of the prisoner's appointed incarceration registration date. Failure to appear at subsequent court dates may incur additional fees. Halcyon Court is not responsible for missed appointments that are a consequence of being held within a locked cell or other high-security containment location. Please note this is your only copy of this receipt you'll receive, and that is your responsibility to have it with you when you appear for your registration session. Okay. Well, I'll tell you right now, that's not going to be super effective. Where the hell is he? We can bypass this. If you're seeing this screen, I, Phineas Wells, have been perniciously kidnapped and probably incarcerated by the perfidious and cowardly government of Halcyon in the prison fortress of Tartarus. If I have not already been executed for charges leveled against me, I hope the person reading this terminal will find a way to finish my work or rescue me, preferably the latter. This screen constitutes my last will and testament. I commend my body and my belongings to the icy depths of the ether. If this is Cyrus Odd, I've prepared an emergency care package located in a hidden panel. Unlock the panel from my terminal and claim its contents immediately. Personal files for him only. Must delete entries from terminal memory. No telling who might be looking. First entry. Okay, this is going to be important. The Hope made it to Halcyon after all. 25 years too late. The board doesn't know what to do with an entire ship full of frozen colonists, so naturally they're going to leave them there. Corporate tells us revival is impossible. They've tried absolutely everything, they've tried absolutely nothing, and apparently they're all out of options. Balderdash. Cellular regeneration after long-term hibernation is really just a question of thermodynamics. I'm quite confident I can find a way to revive the Hope's colonists if only corporate would authorize my requests. Frankly, I don't see why I need the permission of my employers to conduct experiments in the name of scientific advancement. What nonsense. Did Newton beg permission from his employers before discovering the 3 laws of motion? Genius is not beholden to the vicissitudes of bureaucracy. Besides, the Hope has a cargo of hundreds of thousands of colonists. The board practically expects a few to go missing. Okay. 113 seconds, new record. Most of my subjects last 93 seconds on average before total cellular liquefaction reduces into several gallons of organic soup 3 degrees above freezing temperature. 113 seconds of screaming. The subject was stronger than the others, but in the end, his body failed to survive the revival process. He was my 12th subject to die. I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this. Strictly speaking, I do know the Hope has hundreds of thousands of colonists. I've only experimented on 12. How many more experiments must I before I successfully revive a single subject? 1, 10, 100, 500? Statistically insignificant. If I experimented on one subject every month, I would not make a dent in the Hope's population in a lifetime. I can still hear the screaming. Trouble sleeping, trouble concentrating, psychological toll significant. On to subject number 13. Final entry. I always suspected this would happen. The board finally discovered what I'd done and sent their headhunters to track me down, but they'll never find me. They say I'm a murderer, and they're right. I am. I regret what I've done. But I'm not about to turn myself into the board. I'm going to go begging the board's forgiveness. Only the Hope's colonists can forgive me for what I've done. They're the only people who can set things right, and I'm going to find a way to revive them no matter how long I have to stay in hiding. I've got my notes with me. I have my equipment, and now I have this lab. It's time I return to work. Huh. What? I don't remember what number we were, but, I mean, he got us, so he did figure that out. Is this the panel? Yeah, okay. Pretty nice situation he's got here, actually.
I wish I could do that.
For some reason, I expected a weirder bathroom. Remind you, not tap on glass. Seals loose? That was risky click of the day. Finn's Force. Tartarus nav key? What is this bad boy? Finn's Force. Spacer's Choice. Level 26 long gun. Energy does stagger. 630 DPS. Not quite as good DPS wise, but pretty cool. I'll try it. And then Tartarus nav key, which is where he said he was probably imprisoned, right? I'm gonna max these out. Now, it seems like, you know, maybe we could argue that having these all maxed out is overkill, and well, probably is. We could probably go into other things down here, which would be more beneficial. But I kind of just want to max out our dialogue, even though this is at 114 right now because we have Vicar. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're just gonna leave it like that. So I'm guessing make your way through Tartarus and confront Chairman Rockwell. Yeah, okay. Earn 29,000 XP. Jeez. Is there anything we can do with this pig? Like, can we help Bubbles in any way? Poor guy. He's got to like stare at this thing all the time and like, ugh. I mean, he's got plenty of bodies to eat, I guess. So, have fun.
You killed Captain. As it appears, we may
I don't know why it
embarking for a maximum security
cuts out like that all the time.
I believe the crew would like to speak with you to, as you humans put it, air some concerns.
Okay.
So, Phineas got himself taken to Tartarus. That's usually a one-way trip.
Breaking Phineas Wells out of a maximum security penitentiary. I can't think of a better lost cause to commit ourselves to.
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate the labyrinth. But that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous, Captain.
So, okay. What's so bad about the labyrinth?
Ornery board goons and one-ply toilet paper for starters. But I hear their brainwashing program's state-of-the-art, so I guess you get used to it.
Excellent.
But since no one ever makes it out, this is all just speculation.
The armed surveillance protocols on a maximum security prison planet are highly sophisticated. As such, escapes are historically quite impossible and deadly. I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclinations toward risky behavior.
So constantly?
Breaking into Tartarus will not be easy.
Getting in is the simple part. It's getting out again that's the trouble. Trust me, I know.
Is this the place he was, I guess?
Kick down some doors, grab Doc Wells, and cut a path out. We don't need a plan. We got guns.
And this, Felix, is why we haven't brought you along anywhere.
See to your final affairs and close out any unfinished business. Once you sneak into Tartarus, you may be there a while. Or permanently.
Crew, what do you think?
It's the craziest plan I've ever heard. And I mean that as a compliment.
You didn't hire me to think. And I ain't about to start now. You're my boss. And I'll walk into fire with you.
I think it's insane. But maybe the colony needs a healthy dose of insanity right about now.
I know it's dangerous. And I won't lie and say I'm not scared out of my wits. But I couldn't live with myself if we didn't do something.
You're asking for more than bravery from us, Captain. But there are worse ways to go than dying for a good cause. I'm in.
My man.
Let Sam get the grime out. It's what our units do best.
The entire plan is a terrible idea, but I admire your bravado, Captain, which leads me to illogically believe, against the odds, that you will be successful.
Really clever.
If we don't make it, at least it'll be a great story.
Got my trusty tossball stick. Got my ass-kicking boots. I'm ready, boss.
Outstanding.
You can count on us, Captain. We're crew. For real crew. That means we got each other's backs, right?
Never thought I'd volunteer to break into a prison. Seems like your tendency towards risky behavior is rubbing off on me, Captain.
Command not recognized.
Waiting
Thanks,
on
Sam.
your command, Captain.
Guys, let's do it. It'd be really cool if we could bring everybody on, like, what seems to be the final mission. Tartarus. About to assault the labyrinth on Tartarus to determine the fate of the Halcyon colony. If there's anything you want to do now, do it now. We're good. Sure. Let's save.
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution.
Great.
Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time.
Know anything useful?
Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are as follows: 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. The interior can be chilly. Take a scarf with you, Captain. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return.
Interesting. I don't know how I feel about that.
Understood. If you die or are incarcerated for life, I can generate a new ID for the next captain.
Okay, then, just do
I
that.
would prefer if you return, though.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed.
Well, how long will that take?
I wager it'll take a bit longer than it takes you to lose your patience and storm out of your ship looking to get shot.
So are we just going like all out brawl here?
That'd make my job a lot easier. You come out, we shoot you full of holes, and then everyone goes about their day worry-free. Except you. You'll be dead.
Oh, damn. How do I know you're a real officer? Show me the biometric. Fine, excuse the chairman's eyebrow stylist over a lost biometric ID. You hullhead, don't know who I am. Transmit your biometric ID. Let's go with Persuade.
All right. I'm feeling generous. I'm transmitting the ID of a productive, law-abiding employee so you can see what one looks like before you die.
Can we just, like, make a copy or something?
Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on. Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that. Just have a pleasant day.
What?
Transmission terminated. Biometric ID received. Transferring data to external cartridge.
Sick.
How can I be of assistance? I request you do not wake me if I am sleeping upon your return.
Okay. I think we got to take Parvati and our boy Max. I can't. Ellie actually grew on me a lot, but these two I think are. These guys are great. So we're in restricted access, but.
The captain did right by us once.
What was that noise?
Now it's our turn. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Mardad.
I'm gonna let these guys do their thing.
What was that? Open fire! Stay down, Hullhead. What? What's that? I'm gonna rustle!
Nice.
They call this place the labyrinth. Perhaps we should all meditate on that as we make our descent.
Yeah. So
This might
how
be
lost
the
am I gonna get?
loneliest place in the whole system.
That's the real question. I hope it's not an actual, like, maze that we have to figure out. Pit
I
access.
suppose it would be too late to back out now, huh?
Yeah, a little bit
Captain.
late.
I'll watch your back.
Thanks. That's a lot of confidence I needed to hear there. This is very similar to another room that we were in. I don't know if we've ever been here. I feel like because we have this ID, it's probably best for us that we just motor directly to the objective. Might need to go up here. So if we weren't able to persuade, lie, or whatever the other one was, I'm guessing this would have been just a straight fight, which I'm really glad that we could avoid for once in the past little while. Tons of vending machines. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mark all of these as junk. Equipment-wise, I think we're going to do the same thing. And then we'll sell all of our junk. If we can, let's do, let's tinker this weapon. Because these are so cheap. Get his DPS up to, what is it, 830, 821 right now? Long ways to go. But it's a different type of weapon. You can actually know. Okay, so we've maxed this out as high as we can even get it compared to our levels. So I got to be pretty happy with that. Now this is interesting. That's giving us basically, it's saying, okay, well, buy what you need to because this might be it. That's the vibe I'm getting. Actually, what I should even do, we should modify this weapon. Wait, what? Where did it go? Oh, why can't I modify this? Oh, it has Fun Times Barrel and Mag Ray 2 on it. For some reason, I can't change anything there. Oh, maybe we can't do equipped weapons. It's not a big deal. Watch it become a huge deal. Okay, hold on. Looks like I need to go through the middle. That door's locked. I'm wasting time here. Hold on. I'm going to transition out and come back and see if it resets our ID. Because I don't want to waste time like that if it can be avoided. Even though, yeah, we just have the skill checks or the dialogue checks to do. Yeah, nice. Access storage manifest. Dimethyl sulfoxide canisters. Out. Straitjackets, ballistic vest. In. Hibernation chamber. Forced pacification system refills. More hibernation chambers. Material storage and shipping. Structural changes needed to accommodate hibernation chambers in the labyrinth facility. An analysis from engineers Rodfield, Crane, and Geist. Beginning with the requirements that every chamber receive a constant supply of, at minimum, 34 kilowatts, and that occupants of these chambers be injected with a steady supply of UDL's patented Veto hibernation fluid. And this run-on sentence carries on for 12 pages before finally concluding. And thus, in order to maintain structural integrity throughout the area designated the pit, we recommended that chambers are installed in cylindrical fashion around a supporting structure dug into the crust of Tartarus to a maximum depth of... Keeps going. All right. Solitary confinement. Pod 1, Hag, Williams, Black, in error. Pod 2. Wait. In, out. This one's still in pod 1. In error, in reason error, out error. Okay, so pod 2 might be weird. We could have snuck by these guys if we didn't have the disguise.
Let's go, troops. Stellar Base counting on us.
What's happening here? Why?
I saw that.
Damn it.
Here. I didn't think we were hiring more staff.
Yeah, what's it to you?
Whoa, nothing. I was just asking. I was going to welcome you aboard.
Yeah, I'm welcomed.
Okay, all right.
Oh, are you serious? That is not cool. Wonder why it has us use a terminal for this. Oh, look, on a green screen, so they can place them anywhere. Broadcast cameras. Message log cameras. I'm trying to get straight with Akandi's orders. Only a few things more from my end, but I don't know what we'll do about cameras. She says security footage isn't enough. They want proper reels. What's going on? She's bringing in a VIP for internment. Security's ramping up too. Sorry for the inconvenience. It's a fine mess down here. Said something about recording an announcement. They're all overly excited. It's hush-hush. I guess this VIP's been on the run for a while, so this is Phineas, I'm guessing. Bet the engineers have a few cameras. See what I can track down. Appreciate it. You know her. We miss a check on the list. It's our heads. You have no idea how tough it was getting a fucking green tarp. Good job, guys. You look very undercover, very professional. Keep it up.
All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So
Sanjar.
get in there and
Fuss is about a black
fight.
lab coat.
Fugitive's a fugitive. Let it go.
This guy's failed.
Everything in my life has been leading up to this point. I believe I am ready for this.
Whatever comes of this.
I don't even know what to be getting ready for. Like, I imagine we're gonna just...
After all you've done, all the work you've destroyed, all the money
here's
you've cost
Phineas
me,
behind him.
your misguided crusade has doomed Halcyon.
I'm interested to hear his reaction if we talk about saving the colony.
That crackpot's plan is ludicrous. We have steps, action items, budgets, and reports. All he's got is a guilty conscience and lofty dreams.
I don't know.
In any other circumstance, I'd admire your boldness. In this one, however, I have only 2 words for you. Fuck off.
Wow, ballsy. You aren't the one who mince words, huh?
Psychopathic outlaws don't deserve the time. Thankfully, you're in a prison already. Find the nearest cell and wait until I'm done here. Then I'll drag you to the executioner myself.
Of course. How long till you're done?
Is that sarcasm?
Correct.
Do you know what I do to people who employ the lowest, most base form of humor? I fire them. Alas, as you are woefully unemployed, I'll have to do the next best thing and have you killed. In the next room is the finest automechanical purveyor of death ever made. Try not to scratch the paint with your skull. It was
automechanical
expensive.
Let's go electricity. I'm sure we could talk about this, no?
Absolutely not. Akande was always the sociable one, not me.
Yeah, she's not around
Need
anymore.
I repeat the magic 2 words?
What, F off? Prepare your head for a bashing. Yeah. Overconfidence, why not? Okay, guys. It all comes down to this. RAM. Oh, look at that. Oh, are you serious? I wonder.
Processing. May you find peace in death.
We're gonna need to look for, like... I mean, seems like we've got it pretty well locked down here.
I've had quite enough of you.
What's wrong with your face? Okay. We need to utilize some of these barrels.
I'll take your confession now.
Come on now.
Here's a little trick I learned in prison.
I'm gonna try the other weapon. Good call. I still think the shock might be a little bit better.
Never anger a man of the cloth. Let me handle them. May you find peace.
Baker's just ballsy right in there. And when he gets that shot off, though, we get that knockdown. Whoa. Yikes. I can't get these guys back up or what? Oh no. Jeez. No! Ah! Okay. 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 That guy takes... I mean... I'm not sure what the best approach is here, but...
May you find peace in death.
I mean, these guys not die would be great. Maybe try and stagger their hits a little bit more. It looks like each one of these guys is kind of stunning him out.
I've had quite enough of you.
Sick. Yeah, this is working. Ugh. Okay, these we need to kill.
I'll take your confession now. Sure.
I'm gonna use this to get her to come back to us as well.
Never anger a man of the cloth. On your right, Captain.
Come on, guys. You're at half.
Here's a little trick I learned in prison.
I feel like there's probably an alternate way that this could even be handled. I know I'm using up that stun, but... Man. Yikes. Can I, do a quick repair in here. Looks like I can. Man. Cool. Thought it'd be an easier way. Thing is, this is so challenging because we have like no combat skills. Oh no! Oof. Okay, one-on-one. Shooting his weapon seems to be working okay. Do I need to make a different deal here? Health regen, base health. Armor rating. I think that's fine. Let's do repairs here. This has stagger, right? Yeah, maybe this is the way to go. I'm trying to look at the damage numbers coming off of that. 44, 58. No. This is going to be very difficult. Nice. These are 47s to 61s. And then this thing is going to be the worst. But there's so many of them that it might even be better. But he's got so much armor, so I think the other stuff's probably best. Almost dead. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Got him. Hot damn. Hibernation chamber key. So I wonder, like, because we're not really combat oriented, I wonder if there's a way to disable him or something. I don't see anything in here, but probably a much more efficient way of handling that. Oh, just like this? Wow.
Everyone all right?
Okay.
Get me out of here.
He came at me, man.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You lunatic. You broke into the board's own fortress and killed the chairman just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind. And I can't begin to thank you enough.
Don't make me regret this, Phineas. You know how much trouble we went through?
What? Break into the most heavily guarded facility in the most hostile world in Halcyon? No, I have absolutely no idea how you did it. You're a goddamn miracle worker.
Mostly because we're a silver-tongued devil.
You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated.
I don't like the sound of that.
Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
Earth is only an idea to us. But that idea is the bedrock the colony is built upon. If people were to find out it's gone dark, the shock could be too much to bear.
I don't want to imagine what'll happen once news gets out. Let's just keep this between us for now.
You mean we're all alone out here? Really alone?
I'm afraid so, Miss Holcomb. Halcyon is the only home we have left. Returning to Earth is no longer an option. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own.
Kind of feels like that's generally the way we've been operating anyways. Wait, hold on. I need to ask you something.
Yes, certainly. I'll help however I can.
What do you think happened?
I don't know what happened, but something must have gone horribly wrong. I don't know why Earth's gone silent. I don't even know if Earth exists anymore. We have no connection back to Earth, and return is likely impossible. We're completely alone out here.
Okay. You mentioned a frigate disappearing?
You might have heard of the Earth Directorate's frigate. Half the colony's entire military was on that ship. They were returning to Earth when they vanished without a trace. That was 2 years ago. We haven't heard a word from them since. Whatever happened to Earth likely happened to them.
I know about the other colonists, Phineas. At least, so I think we were 13 then, because we learned about the 12 that did not go so well.
I wasn't trying to hide the truth from you, but after all you've done, I owe you an explanation. Yes, I experimented on the Hope's colonists. Each of my experiments ended in catastrophic failure. Each of my subjects died in agony. You are my first and only success. I didn't tell you about the others because I didn't want to burden you. My failures are my own to bear, not yours.
I'm gonna say I forgive the guy. And like, I honestly do believe that he had best intentions.
Thank you.
Crazy scientist,
Perhaps
best
in time
intentions.
I'll learn to forgive myself. My apologies. I need to get a hold of myself. We've far more pressing issues to worry about right now. If you have any more questions, ask me. I'll answer as best I can.
I think that's everything.
Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
I mean... Sorry, I wasn't listening. You can count on me. I'll help you revive the other colonists.
When I revived you, I thought you were going to help me save this colony. I was wrong. I had our roles reversed, you see. You're the one who's going to save us all. I'm just the one who set you on your path. You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you want to take it upon yourself to lead this colony, you have my support. We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has been severed, and so we have been set free. Our future is uncertain, and no one knows what tomorrow holds. Exciting, isn't it?
Uh-oh.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Between MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast's manpower, Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause. MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks. The board was too distracted by infighting and internal politics to stop MSI from becoming a powerful corporation and a refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson.
It's cool
as
that
the
it goes
leader
back
of
and shows
Edgewater.
us kind of what's happened with some of the decisions that we made.
Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden.
It's cool.
The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs.
Not jobs.
It was a dark time indeed. Your influence shifted.
Oh, here, this is cool.
She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to
Really?
live the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace.
That's cool.
Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name, and in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart.
That's awesome.
Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group.
Oh, Charon Group, cool. Yeah.
Outfit of ragtag survivalists. And
remember how they got the name?
Anyone in need of a guide or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities.
I feel bad we didn't use it more.
The colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon?
Obviously.
Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived.
That's awesome.
Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement.
This sounds really good so far.
Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later.
Oh.
His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, But for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon.
Outer Worlds 2.
All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
I think we're undervaluing our team there a little bit. Guys, holy moly. We did it! We did it. We did it! That was so cool. Yeah, so okay, let me share some thoughts about Outer Worlds, if you will. Now, here's my experience. If for some reason you started on this series, you started watching this series late, you may not have noticed it as clearly as others that were following from the beginning. So, my experience with Outer Worlds started out pretty strong. I was really enjoying it. The characters were really cool. The dialogue, I thought, was exceptionally well done. The combat was flat. It's flat. The combat's, in my opinion, flat. Now, maybe if I built out a character that was solely focused on combat, maybe there's some other stuff that would be more just like fun gameplay wise from a combat perspective. Maybe like doing like a melee build or something. I don't know. Maybe. However, our character build was not like that. So our combat was kind of flat. And maybe that's partially because of how we built it out. But otherwise, I still think the combat in these types of games, the Outer Worlds, the Fallouts, it's okay. The meat is generally the story. I got to a point in about, I would say about 2/3 the way through, where I just kind of felt burnt out. The story wasn't really progressing in any meaningful way. The side quests were very much like, go here, grab that, go here, do that. I'm just like teleporting, go, yeah, cool. And I kind of, it just felt a little bit flat for me. So I took a break, a long break, and I focused on other games for a bit. And I did commit to coming back, and I'm glad that I did. I will say that the best missions in the game were for our companions. Our companions were actually, they all turned out to be really great. I really enjoyed our companions more than like the main story. I feel like, I don't know what it is. I feel like the main overarching kind of narrative fell a little bit flat and it got lost in all the other stuff that you wanted to be doing. And I don't know if that's necessarily something that they can do with this type of game. Like, when you have an open world game like this, anything can happen. You can't predict what the player's going to do. It's hard to keep driving that main narrative. And that's where I kind of felt a little bit let down 2/3 the way through and ended up taking a break. I will say now, coming back to this, after taking some time away from it, I really enjoyed wrapping up all the character stories. That was great. The interactions with the board and stuff, it was okay. Some of the higher up people that we ended up talking to at the end, I would have liked to have seen more references to them early on. So it's like, oh, that's who you are. Like Chairman Rockwell, this guy at the very end that we walk in there and we just killed him because he was attacking us. Maybe there's a way to resolve that with our words. I don't know, but he was killing us, so I can't go and talk to him. But we had not really heard a lot about Rockwell before. The other woman, Akonda, I think, she kind of just came up out of nowhere and we're like, okay, that's cool. I guess we're dealing with you now. And it would have been neat to see some earlier chatter or some earlier things talking about these people. And there may have been a couple, but I kind of like if it was like, this is your focal, this is like the main person at the head of this organization that you need to deal with, so that we have something that we're kind of working towards. And you know, I thought that that part was a little bit lost, at least for me. That was my main gripe with it. But companions were strong. And what I liked is that the game actually changed my opinion of a few of the companions. Number one, Vicar Max. Awesome. Loved his character. From the start, I was like, kind of like, I don't know. He's going to be all preachy and whatever. But you saw this change in him throughout the course of the game. And he kind of found some enlightenment, which was really nice to see. And I felt for him at the end. I was like, yeah, this is great. Vicar's doing his thing. And that little wrap up at the end was really nice for him. Parvati was great the whole way through. Felix was kind of meh. He's like your typical white dude helper bro who was like likes fighting. And you're like, okay, fine. But I didn't really feel a desire to get to know him type of thing. Ellie really surprised me. I remember when I came back from taking a break of playing this game, I think I made a comment saying Ellie was like really one of the flatter characters that didn't really do anything for me. That all changed. We went to Byzantium. We met her parents. We met, and we saw how they treated her and how they just didn't care about her. And it was like really sad almost. But it gave a lot of perspective as to why Ellie is the way that she is. And she became one of my favorite characters. Ellie, Parvati, Vicar, all amazing. Sam was like, it'd be fun to take out, but he's just, why take Sam when you could take somebody else that would have more character, right? Like, he would probably be there for some funny quips, but everybody else you got to see develop like it's people. So yeah, I liked that aspect of the game the most. Now, it looks like there's probably a setup for Outer Worlds 2, where it's like maybe you find out what happened to Earth. That would be kind of neat. I would be open to checking that out. Because they already did a pretty good job with this game. Like, in my opinion, I think review sites and stuff when this first launched went a little bit overboard. Everyone's giving it like 9s and 10s out of 10s. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm just a cranky old man now, but I just feel like this game could have been way better. It was good, don't get me wrong, and it was enjoyable. I think a lot of people will love this game, but I think it could have been better. And I would hope that they can do that in the second one, if there is to be one. Create a little bit of just a tighter narrative around the overarching story. That's the main thing for me in these open world games where you can kind of go anywhere, do anything. It's very easy to get off track. And if you think about a game like The Witcher 3 is an example, okay? So you would have this overarching narrative and you know what your main goals are. The side quests you'd go off and do usually had their own kind of self-contained cool story with different ways of solving things. And then you're kind of seeing how those tie into your main narrative. And I wish there was more of that here, but anyways, maybe I'm being too harsh on it. I did enjoy the game, and I'm glad I came back to finish it. I actually really liked what they did with the ending. I love when games show, here's what happened, kind of based on your decisions. They give us a breakdown of each of the characters and what they're up to, instead of just like leaving it up to, your best guess. And I loved it. I liked that ending a lot. Now, I'm really curious about what other endings are out there. So now I can finally go and watch this crazy 12-minute speed run that everybody's talked about. I've watched the first 3 minutes, but I would stop way before they got to a point that I was at in the game, just to see what kind of stuff they're doing. I'm also curious about how different decisions could influence the ending. That kind of stuff is always fascinating to me. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your patience. Sorry if I let you down when I took that break in the middle there, but I'm glad I came back to finish it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the wrap-up. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you think I'm on the ball with some of my criticisms. Let me know if you think maybe there's something that I am just missing as to why I'm not saying this is like the greatest game of the year or something, But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. I would love to hear it, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.